Alright, well, here we are, Estancia Valley Ranchettes. That's what it looks like in the wintertime. Not a whole lot here. This is Sidewinder Road. You may have seen it on some of the maps. Let's see if I can adjust the camera slightly. That'll have to do. Yeah, Sidewinder. This is it. This is what our surroundings look like. This is somebody's fenced-in area. What I'd like to do today is find, oh, by the way, there's something not flat over there. What I'd like to do is try and find one of these acre lots, or 5 or 10 acre lots, and just see where it is and what it looks like. I mean, I'm sure it's all the same roughly, but you know, I'm just curious, basically. Oh, actually that non-flat thing over there is the landfill. That's the Estancia Valley Regional Landfill. And there's also some camps really, really close to it, which I find to be a little odd. I would not want to be that close to the landfill. I'd want to go out there a ways. You know, you'd probably be okay if you go out a ways, because everything is, all the dirt and rock here is so impermeable. So we're just gonna go straight this way. And we'll pick up the video in a little bit. Okay, so we are on A. Or A127 maybe? Trying to get to this $997 single acre lot. We're definitely far enough east of, I think it's 47, that this is guaranteed to be alkaline water. Looks like we've got a neighbor here, and yeah, sure, definitely not going to bother them. I'm more just kind of curious what we'll find out here. It does look like there are people living in RVs out here, which I'm sure that's simply because the county just does not care, because they have no reason to care. I mean, this is barren nowhere land. But yeah, we're headed towards a single acre that is currently for sale for $997. And I'm just super curious, you know, about finding a place to maybe plop a Weather King down on. We're definitely way out here. Like, we've been driving for about 10 minutes on these roads. Yeah, it's definitely not like a quick process to get to one of these lots. That's a pretty cool looking house up there. That's a big house. A lot of stuff around it. I think you would want to like drill a well here and then just assume that you're gonna have to reverse osmosis filter it. Like it's not going to be easy to get water in this kind of area, but I think from what I was reading, the well depth was about 125 feet. So you figure, just assume, you know, maybe 150 feet, 175, maybe even 200 feet. Then you're going to be getting saline water, but you know, then maybe reverse osmosis or desalinate it in some way. Interesting spot though. They've got an old RV, and then, you know, it's kind of like you can tell this person has been here for quite some time, because they've got their RV and they've actually got an electric box. That's crazy. Like, how did they get an electric box all the way out here? So they must have been here for a long time. And there's, looks like another, is that an electric box or a, it's something. interesting. Looks like we're about just under half a mile away from our destination, or at least from our turnoff. I think we're going to be passing somebody's home. We're just going real peacefully through the desert here. I kind of wonder like what the sketch factor for my neighbors would be out here, because I mean honestly, I could care less, you know, what people do that are near me, as long as they don't bother me. You know, it's really no big deal if they don't bother me. You know, do whatever you want, have your freedom. Just don't, you know, cause problems for me in my life. I don't really know. It's hard to tell. These people didn't build a wall around all their stuff, which is kind of a good sign. You know, usually if, you know, they've got a fence, and I mean, I would have a fence if I were out here, but, you know, their house isn't actually walled off. Smile, you're on camera, though. So, they want you to know that they don't want you to rob their house, which is fine. But, I don't know. My goal is to get to one of these single acres of worthless land and do a speed test, basically. Because my thought process is I can bring most of the things that I would need to live. I basically just want to see if I can get good internet, because that's the key thing, where if I can't get good internet, there's no point in even trying. Alright, here's our road. Is it blocked off? Is it passable? Okay, good. So nobody blocked off this road. That's good. This one seems like it gets maintained a little bit better. Like someone comes out here and actually scrapes this road. Looks like someone's failed attempt at building something. I have to say that something I'd like to accomplish before I head home today is just find one place where I can get large quantities of drinking water. You know, that's the only thing that I would consider to be really important out here, because it may take a while to be able to afford to drill a well. That's a big camp. Just gonna roll right past it. We ain't gonna bother you if you don't bother us. There's definitely more stuff over here, and I think we're heading west right now, so my guess is the farther in this direction that we go, at least I believe we're heading west, but the farther this way we go, the more groundwater that's usable there is. That's why we didn't see a whole lot of anything in that direction. But there's a lot more here. Okay. So here's a passable, somewhat passable road. This is the way we need to go, so let's see where it goes. There's a lot of roads here where it looks like maybe somebody scraped the road into the landscape, you know, 50 years ago. At this point, it's not a road anymore. It's just brush. There's just two tire tracks, or a suggestion of where there might have been 2 tire tracks in the past, but no actual road to speak of. I definitely, if I were out here, I'd probably prefer to be driving not a Subaru. You know, something a little bit bigger and more aggressive. That's an Arroyo. But you know, this is what I have, and I don't think I'm gonna hurt it. These roads are nowhere near as bad as the Taos Mesa, definitely. Like, the Taos Mesa roads are very difficult to get down, and you know, it seems like there's some somewhat normal human beings out here that are just trying to live somewhere out in the country but can't afford, you know, a nice place out in the country, which would be me. So that's kind of cool. There's like a little knob sticking up out of the wasteland over there. Kind of a neat thing to look at. Let's get some heat going. It's freezing cold out here. I think my dog would really like it if I let him out so he could go explore. Okay, does that have something written on it, or is it just wood? No, nothing written on there. It looks like somebody put some rock in here on purpose. Probably a mud pit when it rains. On the very rare occasion that it rains, I'm sure it doesn't happen that often out here. We are 0.2 miles from our turn, so we will be going through past that gigantic trailer. That thing is huge. Like, how did they even get that out here? And hey, you know what? If they got that out here, they should be able to bring a freaking Weather King down this road. You know, unless this road is worse than it used to be, but I kind of doubt it. This seems passable enough to bring a Weather King. Got a simple little wooden gate and a lot of barren land around their house, but not a bad setup, honestly. Like, their house is just sitting on blocks, but I mean, I would do that if I had a mobile home out here. I have to say, a lot of these places look like nobody's been here for 30 years. And suddenly the grass got a lot taller. So we must be way out here now. Is that cows up there? Like cows. So I may have to wait a minute for the cows to get done crossing. Someone's trailer. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad racket out here. As long as you could get good water to them, just have cows out here. Because, I mean, it's open range, so even if you don't own that much land, you can just let the cows wander around. graze on the brush. I'm assuming they can eat this brush, but they probably wouldn't be out here. The road's definitely a lot rougher than it was earlier. Gigantic creatures. We'll wait for you. No worries, dude. You seem to have a pretty lethargic attitude about not being in the road. Or getting any closer will encourage them, or if they'll just get pissed off at me for being close to them. Ooh, you're huge. I'm in your territory now, huh? You're just kind of chilling. Huh. I don't really want to like pop tires, but I don't want to go around these. I just don't want to hit a cholla by accident. Thank you. If you don't mind, I'm going to keep going this way. Don't mind me. Just a car. Oh, come on, man. Don't give me that look. Rusty. They look pretty displeased that I'm here. You're very large, and I'm very small. Just gonna cruise through here. Don't mind me. Whew. Big cows. All right. On our way. Not a predator or anything, I promise. I'm just a car. It's kind of freaky to be made aware of how small you are in a car compared to a cow. It kind of looks like it may snow soon, and I may want to get out of here, dip on out of here before something bad happens. But I just really want to see if I can get to that spot. Okay, it looks like we're at a main road now, because this is a wider and better maintained road than what we've been doing, and we're back at the pipes. So it's like we've been going in circles. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can figure out where. Alright, so I have given up on that specific piece of property since the person selling it did not provide concise coordinates. I mean, like, fine, it doesn't have an address, but at least give me GPS coordinates that I can plug into Google, you know? Don't give me half, you know, GPS coordinates with 3 decimal places missing. Like, what am I supposed to do with that, you know? Like, I can see it on a map, but I'm not gonna try and figure out exactly where it is among all the dirt roads. Like, that's not worth it to me unless I, like, live there. So we're heading to another acre for $1,500. That's better. It gives you a little bit better of an idea of where it is based on the directions. They actually give you coordinates that you can plug into Google Maps that will get you there. So we're gonna try this one and see how it goes. My thing is, like, I'm not really that offended by being off the grid or like in the middle of the brush somewhere. It's not really that big of a deal. Like, as long as I have access to water, and these roads are pretty good, to be honest with you. Like, when you've been in an off-grid place for a while and you start to realize how bad the roads can be, these are great roads. You can get to them in a car. I mean, like, seems like some of the roads don't exist anymore, but most of them are not that bad. I really like to let my dog run around. I'm sure he's gonna need a tick check, but I'd like to let him run around a little bit and explore. Probably need to tuck my pants into my shoes and tuck my shirt into my pants just to help prevent me from getting ticked on. But that's all comes with the territory, Oh, there's something. I don't even know what that is, but there's birds. For a brief moment, they might be pigeons. Could be that somebody out here is pigeon farming, because I know that's a thing. Pigeons are super invasive, so if you live in an area that doesn't have birds, you can probably totally screw up the local ecology, but you can let loose pigeons. They'll go invade everybody's property and provide you with birds to look at, I guess, if that's something that you need in your life. Looks like we're driving back towards this place again. I don't like these routes that it takes me on where I have to go really close to somebody's place. Like, I'd rather leave these people alone, I'd rather not be bothering anybody out here. There's somebody on the road next to me. Hopefully they're not out to bother me. How far are we? We're 0.9 miles, so we still got like a mile of this road to do. Hopefully this person on the next road over isn't pissed off that I'm out here. Just fucking around out here. I'm actually trying to find just 1 acre, man. Just, I imagine that anybody seeing how I've gone in a big ass circle out here would be suspicious, but I promise I'm just trying to look for a spot here. They've got a pretty nice RV. looks like they may have bought this property here just to put their RV on. Give them a quick courtesy wave. Residential zoning, discharge of firearms prohibited. Well, that's good. Yeah, I had seen that sign in the past, and I think my girlfriend thought it said just discharge of firearms encouraged or something like that. But I don't think that's what it said. Ooh, that's a drop. Actually, that's not too bad. This is probably an arroyo, and it probably floods out at certain times. Really bad. Where you can't get through here within reason. A lot of broken glass in the arroyo, good to know. Honestly, like everybody I've seen out here so far has looked really normal, you know, like there's been like one or two spots that look really weird and crazy. Everybody else is like they've got a trailer or a mobile home or a nice RV and they just have it parked out here and they have a car, you know. Doesn't seem like too weird, you know, too much insanity as far as I can tell, other than that people want to be left alone and they want to be out in the wilderness. You can't blame them for that. I'm just trying to find that 1 acre just to see if, you know, just to say I did. This is so far out here. Up on our turn. Oh. Well, I guess the only way to go is right. Or to go to backtrack and go right. That's weird. It, like, there's no intersection, it just splits off. Oh, okay. This is just a cutover, so you could go either way. Huh. And this is a graveled road, or a very rocky road, or both. Okay, we are 0.4 miles from our 1 acre that we're looking for. I see a Weather King cabin. That's a good sign. I see some random junk pile. Looks like somebody put a post there to try and indicate that that's their place. Truck at the front of the property with the Weather King, or maybe a Subaru or some kind of off-road vehicle. Okay, we're half a mile down this road and we'll be there. That's an arroyo. Big choyas. The choya definitely owns this landscape, for sure. Okay. Alright, gotta look at my map again. Alright, well here we are. 1 acre for $1,500. Out here, in the middle of absolutely nowhere. The car is there. I don't know if you can see it right there. Let's see, I can zoom in on it. Yeah, way over there. Roughly a straight line from me to it is the road, or where the road is supposed to be. Actually, the road is supposed to be right over here. You can kind of see where a suggestion of a road is. There's kind of an indentation in the land where there should be a road, but it is no more. There's a place over there somewhere. I can see the roof coming off of it, so that's a thing. There's some buildings way over that way. And there's that interesting structure right there. And that's about it. You get some far off mountains. And very quiet. I'm gonna walk back towards the car to just kind of give you an idea of what it's like out here. I'm gonna walk along what should be the road, just to kind of give some indication of what would need to be done to get to this property. Which, honestly, it might be more plausible to get to it from that side, because you can actually see the road clearly going through all of that stuff. And I think either way, if you drove through it enough times, it would be a road. Although there's quite a bit of small yuccas and things here that you wouldn't want to drive over. Yeah, interesting spot for sure. This is all where the road should be. I think honestly, if you lived here, you'd probably end up just driving around all of this, because there's a good path to go, and there's a easement on either side of the lot, so you figure your lot is about there. You can either go from over there or from over here, I think, or maybe the road's supposed to be over there. I don't really know. You have to really concentrate on a map when you're out here to know where you are. And Google gets super confused. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. Google has no idea which way you're going, so you have to really keep track. You have to kind of stare at the pointer as you move. I would have driven all the way over here, except, you know, that little Subaru, I don't want to abuse it too much. If I had my truck or my Jeep, I would absolutely drive it over here, but with just the little Subaru, I don't want to hurt it. Yeah, here re-emerges the road where it's supposed to be. You can clearly see it. It pretty much gets cut off like right about there-ish. It starts getting overgrown to the point where you can't even tell where it is. Oh, that reminds me. Actually, I need to go back and run a speed test. Pardon me. Well, speed test results were somewhat inconclusive. In spots, I was getting like 3 or 4 or 5 megabits. Last time we were out here, my friends were able to get 20. Right now, I'm getting about 2. So it may make sense to bring my MoFi out here and see what kind of speeds I can get with that, locking onto a very specific band. And it may also make sense to have someone with a regular Verizon SIM card come out here, try it out. That's a pretty yucca. Pretty big one too. Right in the middle of where the road would be. So it's possible. And I was getting lower ping in places. I kind of just been running speed tests along this road and it varies a bit. I think it would make a lot of sense though to probably have a directional antenna, figure out where the nearest tower is, and then point at that tower. Or a signal booster. Probably a directional antenna though. Would make the most sense. See all those cows over there? I don't know if you can see them on the horizon. I think those are the cows we passed earlier. Yeah, I think it's time for me to get back in my vehicle and roll on out of here. Thanks for watching. Alright, time to head home. Alright, time to go home. Look at those giant trees over there, that's crazy. There we go. There we go. Don't break anything. Yep. And I don't know why, because I generally don't have a very good sense of direction, but I know that the direction that we're currently going is the out direction, so I can work with that. I think I could have made it all the way to that property even without a bigger vehicle, just because there's so little here. You know, as long as I was careful to avoid the yuccas, there's not much to scrape on. I mean, you might light something on fire with your catalytic converter, but I kind of doubt that even would happen. That's beer. Yep. I mean, you could tell people live out here. There's just not that many people that live out here. And it looks like to get, the most direct way to get here is to go straight off of Sidewinder, and it's about 2 miles. So I'll let you know when we get to Sidewinder, I guess. think it's kind of funny how they draw this as a straight line on the map, and it's so not a straight line at all. Notice this person had a garage on the way down. That's pretty sweet, honestly. They've got a good little setup going on. They've got their own garage and trailer. Pretty nice. I envy them slightly. Except their trailer does not look like it's in very good condition, but you know, I've lived in worse. I mean, every trailer I've ever lived in had leaky roof or pipes or something wrong with it. Somebody's trying to bring something out here. I see a truck on Sidewinder with a trailer behind it or something. Or maybe they're trying to take whatever that is out of here. Hard to tell. It's the only road where I would ever look look both ways before turning onto it out here. I mean, look how wide this road is. It's crazy. This is like the main road of main roads out here. They're hauling cattle, I think. They gave me the courtesy wave. Estancia Valley Ranchettes, in my opinion. It doesn't actually connect to that much of the ranchettes, but it's the widest and best maintained road, I think. It's kind of like a paved road. Like, I imagine if it was really muddy out here, this would be a good road. Still. Like, you'd probably still be able to get up and down it pretty well. speed test here just to see if we get closer to civilization what our speeds are looking like. Alright. So I got decent speeds over here. I think again you would probably need an antenna over here to actually be close enough to the tower. This is Route 66 right now that we're on. Looks like there used to be a gas station here, but is not a gas station here anymore. Maybe there is. I don't know, it doesn't look like it. For sure. So I just ran a speed test over here and I got 20 megabits down and like 5 up. So I think if I did find if I did point an antenna, the MoFi might be able to get better signal than my phone does from the Ranchettes. My phone did not do so great in the Ranchettes, but I have a feeling a better antenna would do alright. It's probably just not an especially powerful signal once you get to that point. It could just be that it's not especially powerful signal anywhere out here. And we're right on the edge of usable signal. But anyways. And it thinks there's a really bad traffic jam right here. For some reason. I sure don't see one. We pretty much got up to full speed before we even hit the freeway.